Joining me today out of the great state of Minnesota is John Arnold. Out of an audience of more than 250,000 agents nationwide, John has been selected to represent Broker Agent Advisor as this month's Broker Agent of the Month for the state of Minnesota. John, it's a privilege to be here and to share this moment with you and to help you be seen for your contribution to this industry. I want to congratulate you on the recognition, and I appreciate you joining me.
Well, thank you very much. I couldn't be any more humbled to receive this, and it's been a while since you and I spoke the last time. So it's good to see you again, and this is very much appreciated.
Well, you're welcome. You're a great fit, John. This recognition is all about finding the good men and women in this business. Frankly, the men and women that because they're in this business, the business is better, and you're definitely one of them. It's my desire for anybody that gets a chance to see this video over the next couple minutes that they get a sense for who you are. And I thought we would just explore a couple questions together.
Sure.
I want to start with the topic of real estate. Like, you could be doing anything. What was the inspiration for you to become a realtor?
Yeah, no, it was initially growing up. I grew up in Waseca, Minnesota, so smaller town down by Mankato and Owatonna, for those who know Minnesota well. And our family had a GM car dealership for 40 years. So, yeah, so I grew up, around the sales environment and was down at that dealership every single day, ride my bike down there, go down there after basketball practice, football practice, whatever. I just wanted to be around that energy. I just loved it. So, even being at home, around the dinner table and stuff, around my dad and my mom and stuff like that, just, talking shop, a little bit. So it's just always kind of been, bred into me a little bit. And so, did that for quite a while, kind of into my mid 20s, and we had an opportunity as a family to sell that and to move on. So I had come up here up to Minneapolis, met my wife Sarah, and she had a property, a townhome down in Rochester, and we got married, and we were trying to sell that during the crash, and we're really struggling, and I was doing a few property management things, and this whole property real estate thing really started to kind of click. And so I just decided, why on earth would I sell this property and take a bath on it, right? Why don't we keep it? And so we kept that, and pretty leery, right? And kind of started getting into it a little bit. And then I think a year and a half later, I think we own 3 more.
Wow.
And really took advantage of even that Rochester market being, down a little bit and stuff, and saw an opportunity, jumped on that, and kind of really got into that. And then I think next year will be my 10th year, officially being licensed in practicing and stuff. And so, yeah, it kind of, got together with my broker, and it was kind of hey, I need you to meet this person. I think you'd be a good fit over here for more of the new construction end, more of the building end. And a few short years later, I mean, everybody clicked. We've got a tremendous team, around me, behind the scenes at Noberg Homes. So I've got a huge cast of people behind me that allow us to, take these files from A to Z. And they're fantastic at just letting me do what I do. And they have surrounded me with a bunch of great people behind me to pick up the pieces, and here we are. So,
and I know this, but the viewer may not, but you specialize in new construction. If you're in the market and you're interested in a new construction home, that is what you do all day, every day. Find lots, build individual units, multiple units, but specialize in new construction. So if that's particularly appealing to someone that's watching this, that's definitely your niche, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So 7 days a week, that's I'm focused on, we always say, chasing the dirt, right? So whoever controls the dirt in our industry, traditionally wins, and we're able to put our clients in a much, I think, safer position, so we really focus on, kind of those second, third ring, certainly some first ring suburbs as well. But lately, kind of, right pre-COVID, we really kind of tried to simplify this system quite a bit, and really focus on the second and third ring suburbs. And yeah, that for me is as much fun, I think, as anything in the whole process, is identifying the land and redeveloping these little 4-lot cul-de-sacs in a completely established neighborhood in a second ring suburb. So it's something that, that we really, really go after, and feel like it's a pretty good niche for us.
Yeah, that's great. So you 10 years, like you said, you've seen a lot of different parts of this business. You understand your market really well. I think the real estate business in general is really unique because from the outside looking in, I think there's this sense that what you do is easy and everybody makes a ton of money. And the reality is, you and I both know that's not the case. The attrition rate in this business is very high. Most agents don't finish their second year, and yet here you are, decorated and being recognized for that. What would you say is the most rewarding part of being a realtor for you?
Well, I think, really being able to control, I think, your schedule the best that you can. And it is probably a little easier for me to do being more of a listing agent, right? And stuff, and being able to really go after specific markets and stuff. And so I'm not kind of branched out all over the place, trying to take people to Brainerd and people to Mankato and just, and there's nothing wrong with doing that either. I have to say, I mean, there's 100 different ways to do this, but the freedom now, especially with having a family with 2 young girls at home, really being able to control my life, because, I'm guilty of probably, chasing, a little bit too much and just always kind of pushing and pushing and pushing. And, so I have to thank my wife tremendously, for those early years when we had babies in the house, and I was running out and doing things and just trying to find a way to just improve, our situation and give ourselves the freedom. So I think it's the flexibility, if you control it right, but the freedom is what this is all about, for me.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about Golden Valley, Minnesota. I don't have a lot of time or experience in the state of Minnesota, a couple trips to Minneapolis, but what makes Golden Valley such a great place to live, work, and play?
Yeah, it's pretty central. So I'm able to, when these lots come up, again, it goes back to the chase for the dirt, right? So because of the fact that this is all I do is focus on these for the builder, is that generally speaking, I like to think that I'm the first one there, so we're searching and something new comes up, and I'm able to kind of drop about whatever I'm doing or throw the kids and Sarah in the truck and we're gone, right? Because it is, these real highly desirable lots, if you're not first, you're last. So, so that made a lot of sense. And we've done a lot of business here with just other clients, more in that tear down environment. So, you're 15 minutes outside of Minneapolis. You're kind of surrounded by 394 and 100, and 62 isn't too far. Maple Grove, that area, that corridor is real close. We've got a beautiful park right across the street, and we're on a half acre, but yet it seems like you can get to the Twins or the Timberwolves game, in 10, 15 minutes if need be. But it's what really attracted me, initially, is just because it's just bred into me to be able to, if you're going to go invest in something, to make sure that it's that a pretty safe environment investment wise. And so what you're really looking at here is a simple supply and demand curve. We had tore down an existing home and rebuilt this home that I'm in here now about 3 years ago, and it just was really appealing to me because it's just there's just not a lot of this going on around here. So we felt like it was really safe community, good place to raise the girls, but yet close to everything.
Yeah, that's great. I wanted to take a minute. I got a testimonial of yours I found, and I wanted to share how a client of yours would describe working through a transaction with you from their perspective, because I think it's appropriate in videos like this. It says, my wife and I searched for a builder agent for many months and just really struggled to find anyone that could take our desires and vision and pull it all together. We met John through a mutual friend, and in the first 5 minutes, we knew we were talking to a professional in his field. He was always available to us and never left our side. John calmed our nerves about building. We worked floor plans to fit our needs specifically, found an off-market lot in about 2 weeks, and we were moving in before we knew it in just a few short months. We can't wait to build our next home with John and the whole Newburgh Homes team. They were fantastic, right? And this is kind of what you hope everybody, how they describe the experience of what you provide to them. Honestly, my wife and I bought one new home, and there's just nothing like it. Like, it has its own unique thing. It's yours, right? From the very beginning, it's yours, and you get to create all the memories and stuff. I think what you provide for people is really cool.
Yeah, no, thank you for reading that. I mean, that's exactly what, we as a group strive for on absolutely everything. And there's no question about it. And I know this isn't attainable and stuff, but there is something about a brand new construction home that I just wish that everybody in the world once could experience that feel, the smells, because even the smells, the new construction smells, even, they stick around for 6 or 8 months, maybe even a year. And it's just such an awesome business to be in, and be able to see the excitement, of fulfilling somebody's dream, whether, no matter where that's at, or no matter what price point it is, it's a pretty special, fun experience.
No doubt. Look, before we go, I want to put you on the hot seat for a second. You have your own unique perspective on what this business is and what it isn't, and how you'll find success, and continue to find success. If you were to give one piece of advice to a peer in this business, lots of agents have lots of different things they would like to talk about. If you were to give one piece of advice, what would that one piece of advice be?
Yeah, it's a tough one. For me anyway, I think it's the specialization, in whether that's new construction, whether that's being a buyer's rep, really, or just chasing listings, being more of a seller's agent, listing agent, new construction, whatever it may be. So I think defining an area, a Northwest Metro or whatever, and that's just what you hone in on, and that's what the struggle with that is that when you're a new agent, I mean, there's a lot of people that seriously don't see a check for 6 or 8 months, right? And so you're trying to go out there, trying to do your best for everybody, and it's very alluring, in our business to go out and try to rep that person, like I said, up in Brainerd or down in Mankato or all over the map. And it's just impossible for us to know, with all the things and all the different trends and just everything that happens in our business. It's impossible for people to know exactly, hey, what makes sense for you from a client perspective? Why does this lot so much better than the other ones? Because when you're able to specialize, you're able to identify those school districts. You're able to know how close those highways are. You're able to, what is the supply and demand curve? Is there going to be another 300 lots coming up, next year, that you're going to have to be competing against with and stuff? So I think just trying to break that down, and just whatever passion, if it's a certain area that you love, if it's a certain style of build, whatever it may be, I think just trying to break it down into its basic forms, and just trying to be a real true professional in whatever that field is that you target. Because I do think that clients can tell immediately, who they're dealing with. If when the questions come up and you can rattle those answers off, you're just going to make your client feel so much more comfortable and at ease.
I think it's interesting because a lot of times when you consider, as someone that's a professional in a business, you consider specialization, it feels like it's minimizing your opportunities in some way, right? Because you're cutting out everything else. You're saying, I'm going to be the best at this, and I will only take those. But the reality is that actually contributes to velocity in business and business growth, because you are an expert, and that's what people want to work with. And so more people find an expert in the areas that they need things. And so I think it's great advice, John. Look, I feel privileged to share this moment with you and help you be recognized for the way you go about, doing this business. Like, I can't tell you how highly I think of you, and I'm proud for you to be recognized. And I just want to say congratulations again on the recognition, and I wish you nothing but continued success in your journey.
Well, I appreciate it. And you guys have just been fantastic on your end. And this has just been a great experience, and very humbled, and can't thank you guys enough. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.